Hi! Overlap2D is a simple to use UI and level editor for games, currently supporting libGDX runtime. I will show you how to use it and what kind of cool stuff you can make with it. Let's start with creating a new project. Let's name it Overlap2D demo. And here it asks for a resolution. It's the biggest resolution you're going to ever support for your game, so that's the resolution the top quality assets are going to be in. Let's put something like this, or if we're going to write it for tablets, let's do this. Okay, let's create a new project. As you can see, we do have a bounds for your tablet resolution, and first of all, what we need to do is to import some images, some assets to work with. So let me find the location I put it in. Somewhere here. Yep. Nope. Something like this. Yeah. And let's start importing. Here, as you can see, we do have now assets in our assets list. Those are several images that we can put on stage by just drag and dropping them. So let's start making our game. Let's start making a simple stage with things on it. You can do like drag and drop, you can copy paste items like this in order to make this work, and we try to actually use as many shortcuts as possible from already from like Photoshop or tools like that, so designers or anyone using this will be already familiar with ways to use it. So you pan with space and dragging your mouse and stuff like that. So let's put some stuff in. You have some trees here, some bigger trees, and you can play with Z-index to put one on top of the other. Let me just put some more. And this guy here. The other thing is we do support layers, so you can create a new layer and call it, say, tree line. And now let's put tree line behind everything. Now we can just take some like those and these trees and cut them, paste them, and now they're on the back layer. And so that is a nice feature to have. So yeah, now that we have some background items, sorry about that. Now this needs to go to the default layer. Yep. And what else do we have? Let's put this house in here, and then a car nearby. Maybe some clouds in the sky. This looks nice. This thing, a little ship. This is actually assets from one of our other games, so I'm just using it for the demo purposes. Here goes the water tower, and then this thing. I don't know what it's called. Whatever. Let's move it here, and let's put this crash landed UFO here. Okay. Yeah. So what else can we do? First of all, you can see that this and this asset are kind of together. So what we do here is select them. Let's put it here and select them together, and right click on it, and then group this into composite. What composite does is it's like a separate group of items that come together, and then you can edit it separately, and then it acts like one item here in the stage. And we'll totally use this later for some cool stuff. The other thing we can do is to let's look at the import to library thing. So what we do support currently is importing images, spine animations, particle effects, and styles for layout. We'll explore this later. I guess not all in this video. But the other thing is, this is a tool for managing and creating your scene and creating your content, but it's not helping you with coding. So you have to write your own code in your own engine. And right now we do support libGDX and Java. So you're going to write code for this in Java. But the way for you to access the items on the stage is very simple. You can assign identifiers. So let's call this windmill, and let's go inside. And let's call this little one a wing or something similar. This will be used later. So later in your code you can just get items by their ID number or name and then do stuff with them. There will be a simple actors. So what else can we do? Let's import some particle effects for some better picture. Let's see. We should have some particles here. Yep. Let's import them all. The overlap will automatically import all the images and pack them and create them for different resolutions and stuff like that. Here now in particles list we have some particles. They don't have, this is the current icon for now because we're yet in development. So we can look at them by just dragging and dropping them on the scene and looking at this little preview window. Like we have this and yeah, a nice fire and different fire, I guess. Yeah, something like this. So what we can do is actually let's delete those and let's use our fire elements on the UFO. Let's put it in front of everything. Forgot to put it on the front layer. Yep. And we can rotate it by just scrolling the mouse. It's very nice and easy to use. Let's put one fire here and one again on this layer and maybe behind the UFO. Yep, like this, but in front of water tower. And the last bit, this one, can actually put it yeah, let's do this. Let's put another tree here, like something like this. And then yep, I'll put it behind the UFO like this and behind some trees. This looks cool. Yeah, let's keep it here. And what else can we do? We can put some smoke. Or we can actually put some rain here on the cloud. And what is cool, we can convert this into composite, and now it moves with the cloud. And I can add this to library and give it a name like rainy cloud. And now it's going to be in the library here in the library tab, and I can drag and drop as many rainy clouds as I want. Here another one and another one, and those are all instances of the same thing, which is nice. And yeah, I was going to put the smoke here. Yep, I wanted to put the smoke here behind the house. Yeah, good. And maybe something like this because of the heat. Yeah, something like that. Okay, let's save this and let's proceed to next feature I'm going to show you. It's a light system we're using currently. We're supporting libGDX box2D lights, and here's what I'm going to show you right now. You can change the ambience of entire scene like that. Let's put something, let's just choose a darker color. We want to have less things visible, something greenish, and yeah, like this. As you can see, the scene is not visible now, but we were going to add some lights. Let's let's create an orange light near the fire. See if it looks good. But just make it a bit bigger, like that. And maybe we want to play with colors a little bit and have something like this, a bit darker maybe. Here somewhere out of the scene. Yeah. Ooh, nice. And maybe a red one on the other side. Because there's a forest fire or something. And then the last one, let's just put this light yellow here. Sorry. Just lost it. Here. Just, you know, because this thing gives out light, stuff like that. And maybe just the last one on the house. Because it has windows and stuff like that. Yeah, so we're done with the lights. Save that. You can see this completely transformed the scene. It makes it really beautiful, and the point is you can have tons of content with different lightings, day or night or whatever, by using the same game assets, same game textures in most cases. So you use less memory, but you have more content and more stuff to show, which is a really good thing when you're making a game for a tablet or mobile device, because they're not rich in memory. So I guess that's it for this part. Let's now try to use these files that we made right now inside our game, inside our libGDX game, or I'm going to create this thing from scratch. So let's go to Eclipse, and what I did is I downloaded the latest libGDX project creator and created this project, which does the core and desktop projects. I could do an Android as well, it doesn't matter, but it works pretty good on Android, but I'm not going to show it in this demo. And I just created a simple stage, and if we just run this right now, it will do nothing, just a black screen, right? So how do we show this inside that? It's actually pretty simple. The first thing we need to do is to find our project, which is Overlap2D demo, and here in scenes folder we have main scene file, which is a JSON file containing all the information about what stuff is where. Now let's copy paste this into assets. I do have particles list here as well, already copied, not to bore you with that. And now so what we're going to do is change this. We're not going to extend this simple stage from stage, but instead we're going to use oh yeah, I forgot to say that we included the our runtime with the project here. It's going to be a separate project or a jar file, I'm not sure yet. It's an open source, so you guys will be able to change it. Now when we included it, we can extend our stage from Overlap2D stage. There are many ways to do it, but this is the simplest one, and I decided to use it for demo purposes. So now that we have this thing, what we should do is, let me take a look at my cheat sheet I prepared for this. Okay, so first of all, the asset loading does not come with our runtime, so we leave the asset loading to you. You're free to load your assets the way you want. So I just wrote this little asset loader here that will just read from file system the necessary images. The key thing here I will just show you right now is that it implements the iResource that comes with our runtime, and what it does, it just provides the functions for our runtime to acquire necessary assets like particles or just any picture assets, or maybe, you know, animations and stuff like that. You can write it any way you want, make a sophisticated great asset loader or a simple one, it's up to you. So now when this is done, we can use our scene loader, and it goes something like scene loader is equals new scene loader, and we give it the asset loader and array handler that the Overlap2D stage already has for lights. You can use your own array handler and change how this thing works, it doesn't matter. And that's it. What we need to do now is just to load the scene. So this is the scene data file, and we're going to load it using scene loader. Load scene file, and hopefully you're familiar with libGDX already if you're watching this video, because those are some libGDX stuff that we're going to use right now. Let's just copy this thing here. This is going to load our scene information into scene loader, and the next line we're actually going to use it to set the ambience, and we're going to get the entire scene as an actor. This composite item comes with runtime, and sorry about that. And what it does, it's a simple actor that contains all the items on the scene. This should actually work right now. This is just a few lines of code, as you can see, and if we run this right now, yeah, you can see the entire scene on the screen, which looks gorgeous, and it has the particle effects and all that other stuff and lights, and we can work with this now. Now the other thing I wanted to show you is, as you remember previously, when making this thing we created a windmill, and windmill had a wing inside it, and what we want for it, we want this thing to rotate, right? Okay, so let's do this. There are several ways to do it. For example, you can take the scene actor and say get composite item by ID and say windmill. Sorry about that. Composite item windmill equals this. And then let's just get this somewhere here. We go to our oct function and let's take the wing from inside. So this is an image item. Wing and equals windmill get image by ID wing. Now we can do wing set rotation, wing get rotation. Oops, sorry about that. Minus 100 multiplied by delta. Let's see what will this do. And you can see it rotates, which is great, but that's not the only way you can do this. We provide a better functionality for doing things like that. For example, what if you want to have your custom windmill and maybe you want to have many windmills, not just one. What we're going to do here, I already did this. I created this windmill script which implements iScript, which comes with runtime. The iScript is a way for us to set a logic object for any composite item. So if we just implement the two methods, one is initializing method init, which is called when the scene is initialized, and then the act method, which is a standard libGDX act. And what we're going to do here, okay, let's just make this a little bit smarter, and we're going to take the item, and remember it, the init function take the item itself as a parameter, and then we're going to say that wing is equal item get image by ID, what we did before, which is a wing, and then let's just use this little code here, and in act we'll just rotate the wing. Great. So what we're going to do next is, instead of doing this thing we did in act function, we're gonna just say windmill script is equals new windmill script, and then windmill add script. There are several ways to add scripts. You can add script to a particular item, as in this case, or you can add scripts to all the items from the library that has the name, that have the same name, or stuff like that. But right now we're adding just to script just to a windmill, and this should act the same way. We have our fire, we have our windmill rotating, and everything is working just fine. Basically everything in this scene can be accessed from code, and you can write very rich games and rich applications. What we try to do is to make this editor not just work with games, not just, I mean, you can create a content for your games, you can create tons of levels in different scenes, but what else you can do is that you can create a UI. You can create a UI items like buttons, input fields, labels, using a styles, libGDX styling system, and layouts. And so it's not just this game you will create an entire menu, and you will be able to retrieve this in your code and add some listeners. And the greatest thing about it is there is no more moving this thing just a little bit right or just a little bit left and fixing your design from the code, because this is not something we believe a coder should do, and this is a separation between an artistic side of game creation and engineering side. That's why we try to make the overlap very good and very easy to use for designers and for artists, because we try to make the shortcuts great for them, and we try to make it very easy and intuitive to use. I guess that's it for now. That will cover it all. I hope we're going to have this available for free and available right now, maybe for download. I'm not sure when you're watching this video. But try to go to our website at overlap2d.com and try to download the editor and play around. We would love to see you do some cool stuff, and maybe if you want to customize our runtime, it's open source and it will be available on GitHub. I hope the link will be on our site and in the description for this video, so you can check that out. And we will plan to improve this thing and make it great, and I hope this really helps the libGDX community for now, because there is no such tool that can do this. There is a spine that is a great animation tool, and we hope to support importing spine animations here, and then I guess it will have you covered for creating some amazing stuff. Yeah, I guess that's it, and good luck, and thank you for watching.